Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Horowitz Chaim. We have two more negative commandments today in this realm of sorcery and prophecy and the like. This is Mrs. Loisase, the negative commandment, Kuf Ayin Daled 174. Shaloi lidroish ala mesim, do not inquire to receive messages from the dead. Shenemar, like it says, Lo yimotze v'cho, we should not find among you. V'doiresh ala mesim, someone that is called a necromancer, someone that is asking of the deceased who are no longer in this world to tell them information and the future and messages that they want to hear. This is referring to somebody who starves himself, and then he goes to take a sweet dream sleep in the cemetery. And he does it all in order because he wants that while he's sleeping and he's afflicting himself by not eating, and he goes through the spooky thing of sleeping in the cemetery, he wants that the deceased person will come to him in a dream, and he will tell him the information that he asked, which means that he went down in the sleeping, and he had in mind he needs the answer to a certain question, and he wants the dead person whose soul he holds is hovering over there in the Beis HaKvoros in the cemetery to come and speak to him. Or he does something else where he actually wants the body of that dead person to rise and come and inform him of the information that he's asking for. This is a negative commandment the person deserves lashes for, and you're not allowed to do it. This is a mitzvah that is in place everywhere all the time, men and for women. And secondly, Kuf Ayin Hey, this is Mrs. Leisase, the negative commandment 175. You're not allowed to give false prophecy and say that it's in the name of Hashem. Like it says in Torah, even the Navi who presumes to say words in my name, says Hashem, that I did not command him to speak. Meaning, if a person stands up and claims to be a prophet, and he's saying over a prophecy in my name, and it's sheker and it's falsehood, he's going to find himself in very big trouble. No one should say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to me in a nevu, in a prophecy, and he told me these things. And Hashem is not the one who told it to him. The guy is hallucinating, or he's making things up. He's a false prophet, but he's claiming that it was coming from Hashem. He's doing the wrong thing, obviously. Someone who transgresses this prohibition, and he gives false prophecy, he deserves the death penalty, and that will be bechenek, that will be by strangulation, not a pleasant way to leave this world. So in the other things that we spoke about, the worst that a person gets is lashes. But here, that's all in sorcery, that's in the black magic. But once you claim to be a prophet and you're really a false prophet, and you are saying over statements that are not true, HaKadosh Baruch Hu never told these things to you, and that already, that's over the top, that deserves the death penalty. This is something that is in play everywhere, all of the time, for men and for women. And that is really the end of all of this that we learned about, the black magic, the sorcery, the Ouija boards, speaking to the dead and the like. And as we pointed out, the reason is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be tamim. He wants us to be pure with Him. He wants us to be straight with Him. He wants us to go through a life where our amunah is, and our trust is in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are not looking towards the asidos, trying to figure out the future. We take the lessons of the past and we take the opportunities of the present, and we make the best out of it to become the greatest people that we can be. It doesn't matter what is going to happen in the future. Even if we do the most noble of actions, sometimes the results are not what we would expect them to be. And sometimes if a person does even the smallest amount of things, the results can be massive. So nobody has to know how the results are going to play themselves out in the future. All we have to know is that the Rebbeinu Shalom runs the world, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be one together with Him. And a person that ends up putting their belief into all this meshugas, all this craziness, horoscopes, astrology, black magic, necromancers, speaking to the dead and the like, it's a person who shows that they deny that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that's really running this world. And that's why it's such a severe sin. And of course, if a person would end up being the false prophet, that's the worst of all. You're blaspheming the name and the reputation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu by doing such a terrible thing. Have a wonderful day filled with emunah, bitachen, and a shaykhis, and a real connection with Hashem. All the best.